Matthew Stafford will return to the Rams. Oh, and he won an MVP or something. The LA Times reports the Lakers have targeted the Greek freak, and it's been almost a week since the Dodgers co-owner was linked to Jeffrey Epstein, and the local press doesn't seem to care. Good morning. I'm James. And this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the Faithful Angelinos Morning Report. It is February 6, 2026, and life is oh so good back at the home office. Do you like being in the know about LA sports? Well, if you do, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop an update. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. By all means, comment. Now, before we go through the news and notes, we have a look at the scoreboard. Lakers 119, Philadelphia 115. Austin Reeves scored 35 off the bench, and he might have to get bumped back into the starting lineup muy pronto. Luka Doncic is going to have an MRI this morning on his left hamstring. Yikes. Also, Las Vegas 4, Kings 1. The Kings head to the Olympic break sucking harder than 10,000 vacuum cleaners. They've lost 3 consecutive games. If the playoffs started today, they would not qualify. They're out by 3 points. Now, if there's a plus, it's that they have games in hand on the teams immediately ahead of them. Meanwhile, today, the Clippers, such as they are at Sacramento at 7. With that out of the way, let's get to the news. When I used to live in Hollywood, there was this one day I was walking home from a gym on Sunset Boulevard, and I saw this big fake egg on a flatbed truck. Goofy enough to catch my eye. Not goofy enough for me to watch Lady Gaga jump out of that thing during the Grammys. Because I don't watch award shows. It's not about politics or anything. I just don't watch them. Even for people I like. So I had less than zero interest in the NFL awards last night. But it turns out that despite all the PR messaging from the NFL, the phony smiles, the ill-fitting tuxes, in the midst of this craptacular rubber chicken dinner ceremony, the Rams offseason was totally saved. Matthew Stafford was named league MVP, and at the end of his acceptance speech, when I presume the orchestra was trying to encourage him to drop the mic, he told everybody he would play for the Rams again next season. Boom. Now, the scribes are trying to get us to focus on the actual ballot for MVP. Ooh, it was the tightest ballot race in history. It made Bush versus Gore in Florida look like nothing. And I don't care. I don't. If Matthew Stafford retired, the Rams Super Bowl window shuts just as fast as the Clippers championship window did. It's really just that simple. Now, yes, at age 37, and with a history of back problems, it made total sense for the guy to take some time, catch his breath, talk to the family, and reevaluate. Totally understand. But deep down, the Rams knew they had a winning hand. For Stafford to retire, he would be turning down $40 million in salary. He'd be turning his back on a Berlin Wall of an offensive line to keep him safe, and Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams to throw to, with a shot at another Super Bowl. And oh, by the way, the moment he does retire, his clout-chasing cougar wife's attempt at a show business career goes totally up in smoke. There are only so many mattress commercials you could squeeze your wife into, my bruh. So, when it was reported earlier this week that Stafford and Sean McVay, they were drowning, just drowning in mojitos over in Cabo San Lucas, and those idiot reporters were like, ooh, now's the perfect time for McVay to make his sales pitch now. While they were reporting that, those of us who are in the real world, who have received that 2 a.m. text message knew exactly what that vacay meant. Stafford wanting to see his coach, McVay knew he was about to get lucky. Not that kind of lucky, but lucky. So if you're a Rams fan, tell me what you think about Stafford coming back for another year. Longtime viewers of this program know that we do whatever it takes to avoid getting caught up in trade or free agent gossip unless the news agency is legit and the story is well sourced. So, the LA Times reported that the reason the Lakers were mostly quiet at the trade deadline, aside from a decent pickup in three-point shooter Luke Kennard, is because the Lakers are going to be players in the Giannis Antetokounmpo sweepstakes. Now, the dude is not going to be a free agent until 2027, but this summer the Lakers will have 3 first-round draft picks to use in a potential trade with Milwaukee. They're also projected to have about $60 million in cap space, even if they retain Austin Reeves. So the idea, allegedly, is to let LeBron James, Rui Hachimura, and Maxi Kleber all walk. Voila! Cap space. Now, there's a long way to go, but you have a hint of a plan there, according to the Times. Now, having said that, it's not exactly a banner week for LA's primary newspaper. You see, we do not avoid uncomfortable news on this channel. Even if it takes our own teams to task, we face reality here. It brought me zero joy to tell you that The Athletic reported that Dodgers, Lakers, Chelsea, and Sparks co-owner Todd Boehly was in the recent Epstein document release. I didn't enjoy it. Made my skin crawl. It's almost a week later, though. Boehly has yet to answer any questions about it. He hasn't even issued a perfunctory press release explaining or denying anything. Now, to be clear, nobody has accused him of any illegal activity. Certainly nothing creeptacular. But it would be nice to hear something, wouldn't you say? Only the LA Times, the 6th largest newspaper in the United States, winner of more than 40 Pulitzer Prizes, hasn't reported a damn thing. I am a subscriber. I've been checking. Nada. What the Times did cover regarding alleged Dodger controversies, well, there were a couple of pieces by Bill Shaken. There was an opinion piece that shamed and tut-tutted the franchise for possibly going to the White House this summer. And then there was another about how, despite a promise of $100 million to a fire relief fund that would be run by Governor Gavin Newsom, the Dodgers haven't totally ponied up. Why did the Dodgers pledge $100 million but only give $7 million so far? Gee, I don't know. Could it possibly be that Newsom doesn't know how to handle money? Have you checked California's finances lately? That might be the big clue, Velma. Well, why are they going to the White House? These stories frame a political agenda. Newsom's obvious desire to be the next president. But if you want to run stories like that, fine. But not one peep about the biggest global scandal in the 21st century? An offense so infamous that the name Epstein will be synonymous with child sex trafficking for decades, even though he's already been dead for years. But to the LA Times, to Bill Shaken, nothing to see here. Nope. I'm not going to multitask. I am too deep in my fifis about handing Trump a jersey in a photo op. Even if you despise Donald Trump with every fiber of your being, which, by the way, is your right, there's something far more important than White House politics that the Times has completely ignored. It's far more important to ask if the owners of your favorite teams are doing business with convicted criminals. Epstein was a convicted sex offender when this email trail with Bowley's people began. Somebody should have stepped in and said, hey, wait, guys. Now understand, I'm going to be a Dodgers fan, a Lakers fan until I die. That'll never change. But I want to hear Todd Bowley's side of the story. Only that doesn't matter to the LA Times. Not nearly as much as advancing Gavin Newsom's political ambitions at all costs. And that's the memo. When former UCLA guard Amari Bailey announced that he wanted to return to college basketball, having completely washed out in the NBA, I was telling you guys that this doesn't mean he wants to return to Westwood. In the age of NIL, many G League players, of which Bailey was, they don't make the salary of a high caliber college player. So in other words, Bailey is chasing the bag wherever said bag is. Now, Bailey has not been granted eligibility. An NCAA official actually doubled over laughing at the thought that Bailey would be granted any eligibility. But that hasn't stopped him from scheduling his first recruiting visit. He is going to go chat things up with not UCLA, but Grand Canyon University in Arizona, which I'm assuming is about a half a step above the University of Phoenix. But who the hell am I? From the looks of things, Derwin James has a personal coach. Not a personal trainer, his own damn coach. The Chargers have hired Jimmy Thompson away from Vanderbilt to coach nickelbacks. Not corners, not safeties, the nickelback. Now, I recognize professional football can get micromanaged into the ground, right? But even to a guy like me, this has Bill Lumbergh from the movie Office Space written all over it in terms of micromanaging. Like this guy is going to go, what's happening, Derwin? I'm going to need you to play up for run support. That would be great. And if you could get to those TPS reports when you can, that would be great. A nickel back coach. The LA Bowl is dead. Its 5-year run brought exactly 0 cherished memories, so it is dead. I think UCLA won it once. I think. I didn't bother to look it up. Whatevs. They've tried different celebrity sponsors. Jimmy Kimmel couldn't save it. He has enough trouble saving himself, by the way. Neither could Rob Gronkowski. And all the scribes went out and bemoaned the demise of a game that they never watched. Have mercy on us all. The bowl season is dying. Whatever shall I do other than to pray to a God I don't believe in about the LA Bowl? And by the way, that's when you learned that there's still 40 bowl games left. 40. I think we'll do just fine. USC basketball's Chad Baker-Mazara underwent an MRI exam on one of his knees. It is only a grade 1 strain, so he is day to day. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me if you're a Rams fan about how relieved you are with Matthew Stafford still in the fold. And for that matter, do you buy into the Lakers going after the Greek Freak? And if you enjoyed this update, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelinos. We're talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James, and we'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelinos is a Kian Cortel Queso production. Take care.